Crafting gear in your black site in Delta Force operations can make you over 1 million credits every single day if you know what you're doing. Today, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how black site crafting works, what you should and shouldn't be crafting, and also sharing my secrets for knowing exactly what is most profitable to craft in a market where prices can change every single day and even every hour. If you want to find out more ways to make money in Delta Force extraction, I've got another much more in-depth guide covering all sorts of aspects of money making, so I'll pop a link to that down below if you'd like to check it out. So first, let's just go over the very basics of black site crafting. In order to craft things in your black site, you're going to need to upgrade certain parts of it. To unlock the Produce tab here, you're going to need to upgrade your Cyber Warfare, Workbench, Pharmacy, and Armor Bench, but for today, we're really focused on Workbench and Armor Bench. You do this by going to the upgrade page, and in here you're going to find options to upgrade each different part of your black site. You can see I've already maxed quite a few of mine. If you go to one that isn't maxed here, it'll tell you what you need to hit the next milestone. You might have a level requirement, there might be some missions you need to do, and then there'll be some items you have to trade in for it, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time. You can click these items and buy them individually, you can save them from raids, or you can click this little fill all shopping trolley icon and it'll automatically buy all of the stuff you need. You can see this costs 3.6 mil if I wanted to get all these things for that upgrade. The crafting stations only go up to level 3. You can see I've got those maxed. If we go to the workbench, which does ammo, you can see all of the things here that it will produce. When you upgrade it on the first couple of tiers, you'll only be able to craft lower tier ammo. And this guide is really focusing on what you want to make once you've got this up to level 3, where you can craft all the different options. Once you've got that workbench and armor bench up to level 3, you'll then be able to go over to Produce, select ammo for instance here, and you'll have all these different options of things you can craft. We're going to ignore the red ammo today. That's kind of unique. It's very hard to craft. Some of the things you need, such as this premium ammo production part, you can only find in raids. You can't buy it, you can't craft it, so it's very hard to come by. And if you do manage to luckily find 2 of these, then you can craft yourself some red ammo. What we're mostly going to be focusing on today is gold and purple ammo. This is where the most profit is, and we'll go into more detail on that a little bit later. Just as an example of how to actually craft stuff here, you'll see there's various requirements down at the bottom of the page when I click a different ammo type. And again, I can click the shopping trolley icon here and it's going to try and buy all of the things required for it. Sometimes though, there are things you can't buy at auction, such as the ammo production part you can see here. If I want to get these, I have to craft them myself. You click on it and go to source, it'll show you how to do that. We'll go to medical bay, click view, and this is taking us into this collectibles page here. You can also just find this if you're on the main page. Go to departments, supply station, medical bay, and collectibles, and all these things we're going to talk about today are in here. Sometimes recipes are going to ask for things you just buy outright, like the ceramic armor and the polymer fabric. You just buy those for cash and it'll give you some of those. And then other things you have to exchange goods for. So the intermediate ammo production part, the titanium alloy, the premium fuel, and also the worker bee. But again, we're not going to worry too much about that today because it's very, very rare and hard to get. For the main ones, ammo production part, titanium, and premium fuel, you can see down in the bottom right, we have to trade in some things to get them. If I trade in 1 E-type canister and 1 mechanical sledgehammer, that's going to give us 4 intermediate ammo production parts. Likewise, if I do titanium alloy, that requires the programmable processor and an orange gel. That's going to give me 4 again. And then the premium fuel requires a cutlass and the box strip coffee, which is very expensive, and that's used for gold ammo. Each of these, when you craft it, gives you 4. A lot of the things you produce only need 2, but some of them do use 3. So keep that in mind. That does affect the value of crafting things. They also all say this purchase limit of 20 on them. You can kind of ignore that because this resets, I think, every single day. You're never really going to run out on that purchase limit for any sensible means, so you can pretty much ignore that. And if we just buy some of these as an example, I can click the shopping trolley icon. I already own the canister, so it's just going to get the sledgehammer. Click that, then do exchange, and it's going to give us 4 of these things. You can now see I'll have a bunch of these. I probably already had some anyway. We've got a load of those in my inventory now, as well as some alloys we already had from before. So if we go back to the ammo production page and we'll show you just producing something as an example, we'll go with the 9x39 SP6 here, purple. It's going to take 3 production parts and 2 of these basic fuels. I click the shopping trolley. It's going to buy the 2 basic fuels. We already own the ammo production parts. Click produce, and that's going to craft that over the course of 7 hours. We can stop that anytime we want, but you won't get anything back from it. So you don't really want to do that. And in 7 hours, that's going to give us 180 rounds of 9x39. Everything that comes out of this, by the way, is unbound. Ammo is never bound anyway, but even the armor, when we produce some of this is going to come out and be unbound, which means we can sell it in the auction for full price. When you buy stuff from auction or some things that are high tier, like red vests and stuff like that, they're always bound and you can't sell them. You can see some of my guns here, for example, they have this icon in the bottom left. This means that I can't sell it at auction because it's a bound item. But stuff we get from the black site, it's always unbound and we can sell it for full price. Like this helmet here is one I've produced and I could sell that at auction for 143 grand if I wanted to. So that's ammo. If we go to the armor bench, it works just the same. We can go to helmets, for instance, here, find the GT1 that we were just looking at, and we just need to trade in to buy this. This one is a bit simpler. The higher tier stuff needs more complicated items, but for the GT1, we just need ceramic armor plates, which you can just buy from the medical bay, and then a screwdriver. We can just click this button. It's going to buy both those for 39k, and then we can produce that, but that's going to take 14 hours to craft, which is a pretty long time. So that's armor and ammo bench. We're not going to worry too much about pharmacy and cyber warfare. Cyber warfare crafts guns and also attachments. There is some profit to be made here, but it's not as easy and reliable, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to look through, so we're not going to worry about that today. Pharmacy, again, you don't really make much profit by crafting the things here, so I tend to not really worry about that. So how do you know what is going to make you the most profit, and what's the easiest way of tracking prices? Well, what I've done is I've made a spreadsheet that I'm going to show you now, and I've got a link to this down in the description where you can download this. You can make a copy of this, put it on your Google Drive, and then update some values, and that's going to help you find which is the most profitable thing to craft at any one time. Prices in this game can vary massively over the course of a day or a week, particularly ammo prices, so it's worth keeping an eye on these changes in prices so you know what's best to craft. Things like box strip coffee can also vary by a lot, so again, that can have a big impact on what is the best thing to craft at any given time. Keep in mind with ammo that whilst prices do fluctuate a lot, just because a price is temporarily a bit lower doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad to craft, because you can always hoard that ammo, wait till the prices are higher, which can often be at the weekends or the evenings, and then sell all that ammo when it's at a higher price. Some of these ammo types, like 45 ACP, for instance, I saw this down at 1300 the other day, and then a week before that, it was selling for almost 2,500. So there can be huge fluctuations. So it's definitely worth hoarding some of that ammo and selling it when you can get the best price for it. So this is the spreadsheet I knocked up to track these values. If you want to use this yourself, just download a copy of it, and then on this first page here, the variables page, all you need to do is update the values in the green cells. So that's the ammo cost values you can see here. These are in the order they're shown in the auction house to make it nice and simple. Update those. And then in the middle here, you have the materials costs, if you update those as well. And then the gear value costs on the end, vests, rigs, helmets, and bags. Update them if you want. And then when you go to the ammo and the armor tabs, you can see at the bottom here, that's going to tell you the most profitable items that you can craft at the moment. When you're updating these variables, really the most important ones are these top four here: the box strip coffee, the E-type canister, the programmable processor, and the polyethylene fiber. They vary the most in price and are the most expensive items. The other stuff can vary a bit, like the crusher, the cutlass, sledgehammer, etc., but they don't tend to have huge fluctuations usually. So if you're feeling lazy, you can probably get away with ignoring these ones and just updating these top four. All these values are updated just before I recorded this video, so they're pretty accurate at the moment. And if we jump over to the ammo tab, you can see these filters at the top here. We can sort these by different things. We can sort them by black site saving. This is how much money it saves me by crafting this as opposed to buying it from the auction myself. When you sell something at auction, they take a fee, which is normally about 13%. It does vary when you're selling different items, but generally for this kind of stuff, it's around 13%. So that's what we're basing the calculations on today. You can see at the top here, we have the 4.6 by 30 mil tier 5 ammo, gold ammo. And if we produce this in the black site, it's going to cost about 300,000. The cost to buy that would be 657,000, and the sale price would be 570,000 if we wanted to sell it. So a big saving at the moment, particularly because that ammo is very expensive right now. If the cost of that ammo dropped down, then that wouldn't be quite so viable. That is a bit of a price spike for that ammo type at the moment. If we wanted to look at pure profit, then we can sort this column and see that that one again currently is very profitable, but that price is likely going to drop. Then the 0.50 here is very profitable at the moment. The 6.8x51, the 9x39, and the 7.62x39, all tier 4 purple ammo. Generally for making profit, this is a bit of an exception, the 4.6. It's generally the purple ammo is very consistent in making profit. Gold ammo is generally a bit better for crafting and using. It's up to you which you'd rather do. I tend to craft gold ammo and use it now that I'm playing a lot of normals and using gold ammo a lot. And I've been using the M250, so what I'll tend to do is craft 6.8x51 gold ammo. You can see it's quite far down our list here, but the black site saving is 221k. So I save 221k every time I craft some of this ammo. And if I sorted by profit and just wanted to sell stuff for profit, the max I could get would be 264 to 240. So really the difference in saving and profit between that isn't very huge, so I might as well craft the stuff that I'm using. If you're not really using much purple or gold ammo, then just go by profit, craft that, sell it. You can make a ton of money. And as you can see, this profit per day, this will tell you how much you can make if you got on and reset and crafted this every 7 or 8 hours. And you can see here you can make 800,000 plus per day just by crafting and selling ammunition. Again, it's the same story over on the armor tab. We can sort this by profit. You can see at the moment the MK2 tactical vest, that's purple vest, and then the GT1 tactical helmet are the most profitable items to craft. You saw that with that helmet we crafted a minute ago. That cost me about 40k to produce, and then we could sell that for 140k if we wanted to. They also offer pretty good savings. Tier 5 vests offer good savings as well. The heavy assault vest, the MK2 tactical vest tier 4, the elite vest, and then some of the helmets as well. And then if we go by profit per day, because there's some of these longer crafting times, it's the elite vest, heavy assault vest, and the anti-riot helmet, all tier 5, that actually offer the best profit per day. So if we took the best profit per day, 260k and 830k, you can see there we're going to be making over 1 million credits per day. Now, some of the things, if you look lower down on the list, are pretty much never worth crafting. You can save a bit of money by crafting bags and stuff. The tier 5 rigs you can't sell, so if you want them and you don't steal them off someone, then it is the way to acquire them, but they're very expensive. Most of the bags and other rigs don't really generate much money or save a huge amount. Some of them do when you get to the middle here. The high level purple ones, the GIR and the DRC can save you 50, 40k, but generally it's vests and helmets you're going to find that save the most money or make the most profit. Again, for ammo, some things are just not really worth doing. 5.56 tier 5, for example, is one of the cheaper gold ammos in the game, which means when you sell it, you're only going to make 60k out of spending 300k to produce it. Not really worth it when you can make more than double that on loads of different ammo types that you could craft and sell. And even some of them, you actually end up losing money, like the Magnum ammo, which would lose you 25k every time you crafted it. What I tend to do is keep an eye out for some of the useful crafting items when I find them in-game, mark them, and then try and hoard them, try and keep them. So box strip coffee is good for that. And also the E-type canisters. It's going to be cheaper for you and more cost effective if you can find these in-game and then use them to craft, rather than buying them from the auction or selling them when you find them and then having to rebuy them when you craft things. So that's everything for today. If you found the video useful at all, then make sure you drop a like and a sub, and why not check out some of my other many Delta Force tips and tricks videos, including more guides on making money, the best TTK guns in the game, and how to extract on every single map. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.